I agree with what you're saying. I agree with what you're saying. Stop agreeing with yourself. Stop agreeing with yourself. Hello, and welcome to Glass Half Full Reviews. Because hating things is so 2002, today I will be reviewing Veronica Mars, the movie. Currently it's available in some theaters, on demand, etc., etc., and let's just say maybe on DVD. Now, you might think it's a little late to be reviewing this, like, didn't you review this already, Elliot? And I did, but not like this. So Veronica Mars is based on a television show about a teen detective solving mysteries, etc., etc. It's a story as old as the Hardy Boys, or Nancy Drew, or any of those other books that I never read. The truth is, Veronica Mars is a very interesting kind of show, because it was really dark, really early, and yet it had a heroine that was very bright and very resourceful while not being flawless. It's the kind of character that you actually like to see. What about the movie? Well, as some people know, the movie was funded because of a successful Kickstarter campaign. Basically, they raised enough money so that Warner Brothers was willing to shell out the rest. So what did I think of this movie? Well, I like the show. I would say my feelings about the quality of the seasons go something like Season 1, Season 2, Season 3. And then the movie is like right here. Sort of in between 1 and 2. 1 had a great mystery that was just, I did not see coming. It built up over time and had a very satisfying conclusion. The truth is, when you have a movie, you just don't have time to really set up something in the same way that you would with a TV show. And let's just say that although, certainly, there have been plenty of movies that have successfully done mysteries, this one I would call subpar. But the truth is, it's not the point. The point is the characters. With Kristen coming back as playing Veronica Mars, and all the other sort of types playing the various other characters. I don't even remember all the different characters' names off the top of my head. There was Logan, the boyfriend that I never really understood the appeal of, the dad, who I remember from Just Shoot Me. I did like that guy. And then there were various other people. But that's not what really struck me about the movie. It still had a lot of that same heart. It still had a lot of that same wit. To me, I felt like the movie really worked well. The movie told a story that was very normal in the way of things. It had a very simple kind of romance story. The truth is, I was never really into the Veronica-Logan romance idea, so I didn't really find any real point to the chemistry that is certainly between the actors. To me, that didn't matter. Obviously, there are those who disagree, but that's not what attracted me to the show. So when I like to think about a movie, I think of it in a few different ways. 1, the acting. 2, the story. 3, the look. That is, the setting, the cinematography, the way it's all put together, the way it's composed. 4, how it feels. And 5, whether or not it worked. So what do I think about all these things? Acting-wise, everyone was great. I would say there were no weak points here. Everyone really knew their characters, really got into it really fast. 2, the story. The story wasn't that great, but you did have a lot of good dialogue exchanges. So I would give that a positive as well. Then there's the look. Very typical. I wouldn't call it really that interesting or really that uninteresting. To me, it was more like an extension of the show. It had a similar kind of look. It wasn't very cinematic, but it wasn't ugly. And it wasn't plain enough so that you really were bothered by it either. Then, of course, there is the feel. How did I feel afterwards? I felt, this is pretty good. Pretty good. Could have been better. Could have been a lot worse. So, that's pretty good. And finally, how does it matter? Maybe it matters in terms of how movies might be funded in the future. Well, I've heard so much about the lovely Zach Braff and his Kickstarter movie, which I'm not interested in. I have a soft spot for Garden State, but that's a soft spot. I recognize that there are many problems with that movie. In the end, I think what we had is a movie that fans are going to love, other people are going to like, most people are going to forget. I give Veronica Mars a, it's watchable. Thanks for stopping by.